So in this video, I'm going to show you how to take measurements of objects in your images when there is no scale bar present for you to calibrate with in the ImageJ software. So to do this, you would need two things. You would need your images, obviously, that you need to take, and you would need a stage micrometer image taken at the same exact magnification on the same exact microscope. So both the stage micrometer and your analysis images should come from the same exact microscope. In addition, it's helpful to make sure that both of them are at the same size and the same resolution. If not, that can be fixed in a separate step. So that's a separate thing. We will talk about that as well. So to begin with, you're going to open up your ImageJ software as well as the calibration image. In this case, I'm calibrating using the 40x objective lens image of the stage micrometer. So this image of stage micrometer is at 400x final magnification. So you would open that up. And you would use this straight line tool, and you would measure from the middle of one to the middle of the second tick mark on the stage micrometer. So essentially you're measuring the stage unit length. You want to make sure the line that you are making is straight and not tilted in any way. You will then go to Analyze and do Measure, and it is going to, oh sorry, it already had my scale in there, so I'm going to say no. And to begin with, I'm going to go to Set Scale and Remove. Click to remove. I'm going to go ahead and remove my scale so I can show you how to do it. So now it gives me the actual length. So I'm going to go to Analyze and I will go to Measure, and now it tells me length in pixels, and it is 128 pixels. Now you can just go ahead and use this length, a single length, or you can double check your length and result, because when we are measuring by hand, obviously we can make mistakes by taking another segment between two subunits or two between the stage units, and you can go ahead and click Analyze and Measure again. And again, my angle is 0, which is great, and this time it gave me a little bit different result, probably because I didn't go all the way to the center like I did the first time. I'm gonna do it a little bit better to make sure my numbers can be trusted. So, and that's okay. You will get a little bit variation between two turns, and that's fine. This is 116. I like that better. Sometimes when I have something important, an important experiment going on, and I'm using this method, I make sure that I take measurements from 3 different places, and I average those before I set my scale. Other times, if I'm just doing a quick and dirty experiment, I may just look at one single measurement. This one also gave 128. And you want to make sure the angle shows up at 0 in all these cases. Otherwise, it's not a straight line. So I'm going to go ahead and take my two 128s and 116 and average them together for the scale. I'm not taking the 104 because clearly I had not measured that correctly. When we were looking at it, you could tell. And what I get is 124. So I will now go to Analyze, and I will go to Set Scale, and I will say that 124 pixels are going to equal 10 micrometers. So where it says unit of length, you would change that to micrometers. And then, because I want this calibration to stay for the entirety of my analysis for today or however long I need, I will click on Global and call it OK. Now that we've done that, we want to test it. So I'm going to test it by measuring another segment. Again, making sure it's straight and measuring it out. and now it gives me 9.35, which is in micrometers, and that's indicating that it is within 10% error, obviously, which is what you want, no more than 10% error. And it's obviously a little bit of human error from my measurement, the way I choose my segment, and also from the way I set it. If I do another one, that gives a perfect 10, so that one was really good. But it's appropriate. This is within 10%. We can go ahead and now use this. Now, the last thing you want to do before you open your actual image for analysis is go to Image and go to Scale and note down the scale of your image. So this particular image is 1792 pixels in width and 1374 pixels in length. So you want to note those numbers down. 1792 for width and 1374 for height. And then you are okay to go ahead and close it out. So I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Yes, go ahead and no, don't save these. We don't need them. And I'm going to go ahead and now open the image I want to analyze. I'm going to go ahead and open an image. Now this image was taken using the same microscope, same magnification, but taken at a different time. And it is not of the same resolution and the same pixel size. We want to make sure that first and foremost we correct that. So I'm going to go to Edit, not Edit, to Image, go to Scale, and this time I want to make sure that it is the correct size. So this one actually is very close, so we can use it the way it is. I can say OK. So this is my corrected image with the size that I want. So it has just enlarged it to the correct size, and now I can use it to measure, make measurements. I'm going to keep that same tool, and you want to make sure that you are in the image that is the right size. And I am going to go ahead and select the cell I want to measure. Remember, the cytoplasm is kind of fuzzy and faint, so you have to be careful and making sure to take the entire cytoplasmic space. I will then go ahead and say Analyze, Measure, and it gives me the first length. It is 18.3 micrometers. That's the length of that particular cell. I am then going to go ahead and test it again using one of the small nuclei. So let's do, I don't know, I want to do a small nucleus to make sure it gives the correct one. There you go. I'll do this tiny nucleus in this multinucleated cell. And I do measurement, and lo and behold, it shows the much smaller length. In this case, it is 4.032 micrometers. So here is how you would take measurements using ImageJ software. When there is no scale bar present on your images, you can still do the measurements by taking that stage micrometer measurement and calibrating your ImageJ software to it with the help of a few easy steps.